In this video we are going to talk about a problem in Chocó of water. But first we need to talk about Colombia. Colombia is one of the richest in the flora and fauna. But it also have many problems of environmental. And if we don't solve that, we are going to damage our world. The main problems are water pollution, air pollution, and ground pollution. There are others like deforestation. Like I before said, we're going to talk about a water problem in Chocó. Chocó is a department of Colombia, known for its large Afro-Colombian population. It is in the west of the country and is the only Colombia department to have a coastline in both the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. It also has all of Colombia borders with Panama. Its capital is Quibdó. Chocó has a diverse geographic, unique ecosystem and unexploited natural resources. However, its population has one of the lowest standards of living of all departments. In Colombia, infrastructure problems were also revealed. For example, despite in the status as the world's rainiest lowland, with close to 400 inches of annual precipitation, Chocó, capital Quibdó, was left without drinking water. This is very strange because it has a lot of drinking water and potable water. In the last year, Chocó had suffered a big problem of water and the government had not make care about this situation. The people of Chocó had suffered illness from contaminated water. According to Ecofondo, a company of water, potable water, Chocó Department of Colombia is the richest fresh water per capita. However, cases such as mining, lack of water, and sewage and stagnant water well has generated inhabitants suffer from population-related disease water. Mining has become the main source of economic resources of Chocó. This has meant that the inhabitants live along the major river supply department, where they extract the element of exploitation and acquired water consumption. The exploitation of gold, platinum, and zinc include the use of chemicals which are then disposed in the water. In the water sources in the department. One of the main elements is the mercury pollution, which after the contact with the water is consumed by the inhabitant of the area. As there are no mechanisms for water purification, this causes disease and genetic mutation in their consumer. The mining process also includes creating stagnant water wells, causing the emergence and development of pests that threaten the well-being of the ecosystem and the health of the inhabitants of the sector. The most common diseases are the malaria, typhoid, and dengue. The third cause of illness due to consumption of contaminated water is the lack of water and sewage. In most of the area, the department, according to the Ombudsman, more than half of the population uses rainwater for drinking and food preparation. The consumption of drinking water produces diseases like the acute diarrhea and gastroenteritis this, the main victims are children. A percent of them do not receive timely medical care for lack of funds and die from this disease. The whole issue of great concern in the population because it demands the right to water may be treated or simply ignored the request. What worries is that for the medium and large mining companies, the health of the inhabitants of the sector is not a property. In addition, lack of principles and busy consciousness of the population generate increasing population in water, and the lack of garbage collection is turning to rivers to dump their waste. The health risk of having Chocó department generate this become an area of risk for health of their inhabitants. Official sources say that the deterioration of surface water in the department of Chocó is associated with the dissolvent solids processed by mining activity and extracted by the absence of the treatment of domestic water. Another explanation for this is that the mercury that is an element that is needed by the mining for extract the elements, it contaminates the water and another living things like the fish or the plants can get it contaminated also, and it's necessary to say that the first food that the population in Chocó eat is the fish. So the fish, when it's contaminated, the human eat it and also get contaminated. But the human is not the only one that gets contaminated. It can be also the plants or the same water that get contaminated. So we can take an example, a frog. A frog, he needs to drink water for life, but the water is contaminated, so he is contaminated. Then a snake needs to eat the frog, so he eat the frog and also get contaminated. So then an eagle, he need to eat, so he take the snake and eat him, so get contaminated. The principal biomes are the aquatic biomes because they are the main that the mining uses for take the resources. So the first one is the river. So the river need to connect with the ocean. So the ocean will get contaminated. But when the animals or for some phenomenon the water can get out of the river and can contaminate the wet forest that in this case is very in Chocó. For finish, in conclusion, the solution is that they make a sewers in all the city or in the most important city. Also, that they have a very good medic service in all the cities and in almost all the towns. Also, to provide very much the meaning in all the department, and for finally to have a good control of the water and that the government take more importance about this department and don't leave it like alone and abandon it like today is. Thank you.